In the last video, I showed you how to set up your Sub Pro for a one-channel output. This time we're going to utilize 2 of the available 4 outputs of the Pro, and I'm going to show you how, in addition to the sub-octave bass, you can apply a delay effect to just the upper 3 strings of your guitar. Last time we used this Electro-Harmonix pitchfork as a sub-octave to give the effect of a bass guitar doubling the E and the A strings, and we're going to do the same again here. As before, we've got one adapter cable plugged into the Sub Pro, and I did mention last time that this cable carries 2 channels, and because we want both channels, instead of using a mono guitar cable, we're going to use a Y-split cable. Now, a Y-split has a stereo jack one end and 2 mono jacks the other. I should mention that all of these cables, the adapter cables, Y-split cables, are all available at submarinepickup.com. So let's get that plugged in, and let's zoom in on the switches, and you can see how the strings are being routed. So as before, the E and the A, the 2 switches that correspond to those, are pushed to the left, which is sending those strings to output 1. And the GBE strings, the switches corresponding to those, are being pushed to the right, and that is sending those strings to output 2. The only string that isn't being sent anywhere, you can see the switch is in the middle. The D string, that one is muted, so there's no output from the Sub Pro. Let's zoom out again. And I've got the volume on the guitar turned down, so this pickup here, the regular pickup, we're not hearing anything from that just yet. Let's have a listen to the bottom strings. You can hear the sub-octave bass there, and the delay on strings GBE. To make this a little bit clearer, I've panned the sub-octave to the left and the delay to the right, and you'll hear the effect of this a bit better if you put headphones on, both to hear the sub-octave, the bass. You might not be able to hear that on laptop or phone speakers, and also you'll be able to hear the panning a lot clearer as well. So let's try another upside down back to front chord with the volume turned up there. The separation of signals from different strings means that your bass lines can stay nice and clean, punchy and subby, and the delay is only applied to your melody or rhythm parts. And conversely, your treble strings aren't muddied by the sub-octave. Once again, you could choose any combination of pedals and any combination of strings. I particularly like to use compression and overdrive on the treble strings, but you could use an octave up fuzz, dreamy reverbs on single strings, or maybe you'd just like to bypass the regular pickups entirely and run a stereo amp setup directly from the Sub Pro. You'd have 3 strings to one side, to one amp, and 3 strings to the other. In a future video, I'll show you what happens when you plug in 2 adapter cables and how that splits the pickup in half, giving you up to 4 outputs. One guitar, many sounds.